Hey friends, welcome back to Happy Aura, your peaceful corner of the internet where calm meets motivation. I'm Jenny Torres, your life coach and neuroscience nerd who believes that understanding your brain is the ultimate form of self-care. Lately, I've been getting so many messages asking, Jenny, how do you stay consistent? Don't you ever feel like giving up? And the honest answer is, of course I do. I have lazy mornings, messy hair, and days when my to-do list feels like Mount Everest. But something changed for me years ago when I stopped chasing results and started falling in love with the process. That mindset, finding joy in the work itself, saved me. And recently, I came across a fascinating study that explains why this shift is so powerful. It's not just philosophy or positive thinking. It's pure brain chemistry, the science of giving up. A recent article published in the scientific journal Cell explored what actually makes a living creature quit. Researchers didn't test humans yet. They used zebrafish larvae, those tiny transparent fish often used in neuroscience. But what they discovered might just change the way we understand human motivation. The scientists wanted to see what happens in the brain right at the moment when an organism stops trying. Imagine this: a little fish swimming with all its strength in a tank, but the water current makes it feel like it's not moving forward. It's working hard and getting nowhere. Eventually, it gives up. Now imagine another fish swimming in a tank where the scenery behind it moves realistically, making it look and feel like it's progressing. That second fish keeps going longer, even when the physical effort is the same. Here, where things get wild, the difference wasn't in the fish's muscles or strength. It was in their brains, specifically, in the levels of a chemical called norepinephrine, the brain's version of adrenaline. Meet your inner chemical coaches. Let's simplify the science. Your brain uses chemicals to communicate. Two of the most important ones when it comes to motivation are norepinephrine, your internal alert system. It increases focus, energy, and readiness to act. Think of it as that go mode jolt when you sip coffee before a big meeting. Dopamine, your reward tracker. It's not about pleasure itself, but about anticipation and progress. Every time you feel that I'm getting closer. Excitement, that's dopamine whispering, keep going. Here's the twist. The zebrafish study showed that when norepinephrine builds up too high for too long, when you've been striving without seeing progress, your brain interprets that as futility. In other words, it decides, this isn't worth it. And when that happens, another set of cells called glial cells, once thought to be just the support staff of the brain, step in. They sense the chemical overload and send a shutdown signal that tells the organism, stop trying. This mechanism makes total sense evolutionarily. If a wild animal is stuck in the mud and struggling without moving, it's actually safer to conserve energy than to exhaust itself. But in our modern lives, studying for exams, training at the gym, building a business, healing from trauma, that same survival system can betray us. When evolution trips us up, your brain still measures success the same way it did thousands of years ago, by effort versus reward. If you work hard but don't perceive any progress, norepinephrine builds up. Glial cells flag the effort as futile. You start feeling tired, frustrated, hopeless, maybe even anxious. And then, almost without noticing, you stop trying. But here, the secret. It's not because you're weak or lazy. It's because your brain is misreading the situation. Modern life doesn't give instant feedback like nature did. You can spend months writing a book, saving money, studying, or working out before seeing results. The human brain, however, still craves small wins, those little bursts of I'm moving forward. Without them, your inner system sounds the quitting alarm, the dopamine rescue mission. Luckily, your brain has a built-in antidote. Enter dopamine, the motivator molecule. Dopamine interacts with norepinephrine, lowering stress levels and reigniting the sense of momentum. It's like a friendly coach saying, I know you can't see the finish line yet, but trust me, you're moving. You can trigger this effect consciously. The trick is to create micro-rewards, tiny visible signs of progress that your brain can register. It's the neuroscience version of clapping for yourself. Let me show you how. How to hack your motivation chemistry. 1. Break your big goal into micro-victories. Your brain doesn't need you to win the marathon today. It just needs proof that you're getting closer. Instead of, I want to lose 30 pounds, reframe it as, I'm proud that I walked for 20 minutes. Instead of, I must finish this 300-page thesis, tell yourself, I wrote one focused paragraph today, and that's a step. Each small completion hits the dopamine button. And that, in turn, keeps norepinephrine from overwhelming you. You're literally rewiring your brain to associate effort with progress. 2. Track evidence of progress. Don't rely on memory. Your brain forgets wins faster than losses. Write them down. Use a notebook, an app, a whiteboard, anything you can see. In my own routine, I keep a proof list. Each night, I write down 3 things that show movement, however tiny. Edited 2 pages of my ebook. Said no to a client who didn't align with my values. Went for a walk instead of scrolling. The next morning, when I wake up, those bullet points silently whisper, see, you're doing it. That simple visibility keeps the glial quit circuit quiet. 3. Connect effort to meaning, not just outcome. The fastest way to burn out is to work only for a reward you can't yet see. If you tie your motivation to meaning, you stay in the game longer. For example, when you're studying, don't think, I have to pass this exam. Think, I'm building the life I promised myself. When you're working out, don't think, I need abs. Think, every rep is a gift to my future energy. Meaning produces dopamine too. but it's sustainable dopamine, not the quick hit kind. It transforms effort into purpose. 4. Rehearse the reward mentally. Visualization is woo-woo. It's neuroscience. When you imagine success vividly, the smell of the graduation hall, the sound of your name being called, the feeling of strength after finishing that race, your brain releases mini bursts of dopamine as if it's already happening. This mental rehearsal trains your system to link effort with reward, keeping you engaged longer. So next time you're studying late or dragging yourself to the gym, take 30 seconds to picture your end game. You're essentially pre-releasing your own motivational fuel. 5. Celebrate process, not perfection. Remember, progress isn't linear. Some days you'll sprint, others you'll crawl. Both count. If you only celebrate perfect outcomes, you'll starve your brain of dopamine. But if you reward consistency, you build momentum. Tell yourself, I showed up today, and that matters. Because it truly does. Showing up is how you keep your brain chemistry balanced between drive and peace. My own experience. When work became joy, people often ask me, Jenny, don't you ever get tired of coaching or creating content? The truth is, my work is my joy, not because it's easy, but because it's meaningful. When I'm recording a video, writing scripts, or talking to clients, I'm not chasing some external prize. I'm doing something that feels intrinsically rewarding. And that intrinsic pleasure keeps my dopamine steady, even when there's no immediate win. It wasn't always like that. Years ago, I treated work like a punishment I had to endure to earn freedom later. But that mindset only fueled exhaustion. The more I chased results, the faster I hit burnout. Now I see work as a form of creativity, as movement, learning, and contribution. And that shift made all the difference. You don't need to love every second of your job or study routine. You just need to find one piece of joy inside it, something that makes you feel alive, and focus on that. That's your dopamine handle. When the highs don't come, let's be honest, there will still be days when motivation feels gone. Maybe you've been consistent for weeks, but the scale hasn't moved. Maybe you've applied for 10 jobs and heard silence. Maybe you're healing from heartbreak and wondering if you'll ever feel light again. That's when you need to remember the biology. Your brain is simply low on feedback, not on worth. When norepinephrine builds and whispers, stop, gently answer with evidence. Say, no, I am moving. I may not see the shore yet, but the current is shifting. In those moments, rest. Don't quit. Rest is not the same as giving up. A short pause allows your chemistry to rebalance, and when you return, you'll feel renewed rather than defeated. The power of perception. One of the most fascinating insights from that zebrafish study was that perception alone changed endurance. The fish that merely believed it was moving forward kept swimming longer. Think about that. The environment didn't change. Only the story in its tiny brain did. That's how powerful perception is. If you can train yourself to see progress, even symbolic progress, you can extend your perseverance exponentially. Your brain doesn't require physical proof. It just needs convincing data. A simple, look how far I've come, reflection can reactivate motivation pathways instantly. How to build a futility-proof mindset. Let's put all of this together into an emotional blueprint you can apply today. Name the mission. Write down why you started. Clarity reduces anxiety. Design your feedback loop. What's one visible sign that shows you're improving? A journal, chart, photo, timer, checklist. Make it tangible. Use the 5-second appreciation rule. Every time you catch yourself making effort, pause 5 seconds to acknowledge it. I'm proud of myself for showing up. Tiny recognitions calm norepinephrine spikes. Pair effort with joy. Listen to music you love while working. Light a candle when studying. Associate the process with something pleasant, so your brain rewires effort equals reward. Debrief the day gently. Before bed, ask, what did I move forward today, even a little? That question alone re-anchors your perception of progress. Let rest be strategic, not emotional. If you pause, plan your return. I'm taking 2 days off, then continuing. That structure prevents the brain from interpreting rest as surrender. A word on self-compassion. Motivation science can sound mechanical, chemicals, cells, thresholds. But remember, you're not a machine. You're a human soul living inside a miraculous biology. Your brain evolved to protect you, not punish you. When you feel stuck or unmotivated, it's not rebellion. It's a safety mechanism asking for reassurance. So instead of saying, "What's wrong with me?" try, "What is my brain trying to tell me?" That shift from judgment to curiosity changes everything. From science to soul, let's circle back to what this really means. If zebrafish can swim longer just by believing they're moving forward, imagine what you, a conscious, imaginative, deeply feeling human, can do when you change your inner narrative, when you celebrate small wins, visualize success, attach meaning to effort, and keep visible proof of progress. You literally retrain your neurochemistry. You lower norepinephrine, raise dopamine, and unlock resilience that feels almost supernatural. You're not just hacking your brain, you're partnering with it. A personal exercise for this week. Here's your little happy aura challenge. Step 1. Choose one goal that scares or drains you. Step 2. Break it into micro steps and pick one to do today. Step 3. Before, during, and after that step, whisper to yourself, "This is progress. My brain is learning. My effort matters." Write down how it feels. Watch how your motivation responds. You'll be amazed at how quickly that internal chemistry shifts once it gets the feedback it was waiting for. Final thoughts. You are the evidence. You don't need anyone else's validation that you're growing. The proof is in your persistence. Every time you show up, breathe, and try again, you're sending your brain a clear signal. This effort is meaningful. Keep going. And when that quiet voice of doubt appears, the one whispering, maybe I should just stop, remember, that's not failure speaking. That's biology asking for a sign of hope. So give it one. Look back at how far you've come. Notice the subtle strength building behind your frustration. Feel your pulse. That's momentum. You are the living evidence that growth is happening, even when it's invisible. Thank you for sharing this space with me today, my friends. If this message resonated, take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and say out loud, I am moving forward, because you are, always. And if you enjoyed this kind of gentle science talk, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Happy Aura channel, where calm minds grow strong and science meets soul. With love and light, Jenny Torres.